What is up, hooligans? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we will be getting things started. We're starting off with a video titled... No, that's not the first one, is it? I guess. Warren calls for Trump to fire Defense Sec Pete Hegseth over Signal group chat leak. Now, this is the only thing I grabbed that's related to the stupid group chat Signal thing, because they're not getting to the bottom of shit. They're just talking about it. But either way, Elizabeth Warren looking like an idiot. I figured, why pass that up? Then we got video titled... I wrote so many notes today, I can't even see the titles. This one's titled, Rare Drug Makes Human Blood Deadly to Mosquitoes. More pills for all your problems. Apparently, this new drug will make it so if a mosquito bites you, it'll die. So just consider injecting yourself with strange drugs. Then we got a video from earlier today. President Trump taking questions from the Oval Office, stating, what is a woman? President Trump can answer that question. Then we got a follow-up video titled, North Carolina needs 60 billion doll hairs in order to recover from Hurricane Helene, says a resident. And we'll see if President Trump will hook them up with some cash to fix North Carolina. Then we got a video titled, Musk calls DOGE biggest government revolution since the America's founding. This is details on their findings with the whole Social Security situation. They also mentioned that the government found out back in 2008 that there was so many likely dead people just somehow collecting Social Security, except nobody did anything about it. Then we got a video with Tim Burchett. It's titled Tim Burchett on Congress not getting anything done. Then we got a video titled Putin threatens Trump on effort to acquire Greenland, saying they will not allow encroachments. In that video, they're going to be starting off by saying that Ukraine is making claims that Russia has already violated their ceasefire deal. This has only been like a week or something, so I don't know. I don't know if Russia actually did something that pissed off Ukraine, or if Ukraine just really doesn't want the war to end. Then we got a video titled, Trump posted a video about Greenland, and since we will be talking about Greenland, we'll play this next video back to back. The next one's JD Vance visits Greenland. And then we got another follow-up video titled, ICE arrests University of Alabama student involved in pro-Palestinian protests. They're also going to have more details about a lot of the individuals who have already been arrested. I believe in that video they also mentioned that Marco Rubio has pulled more than 300 visas, kicking people out of the country because they're pro-Hamas protesters. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff for the day. We'll be opening today's door from the Advent calendar that was sent to us by Wad. Then we got a feel-good video of the day titled, Making Washington the Greatest Capital City in the World. And then we have an official funny video of the day titled, Tiny Wieners and Camping. You guys are going to like that. We're going to read through the chat really quick, and then we'll go ahead and get things started. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Hair Juicer? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Jay Spray? What's up, Astro Hammer? What's up, Josh1776? What's up, Russell? What's up, Zero? And what's up, Jamie? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. What is up, everyone over on Rumble? Snooks, I think you were first today. Now, I appreciate you racing the chat and everything you do for us, Snooks. What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Spicy K? What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Patriot Dad? What's up, Tony Rez? Russell, you were omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, MU? Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you, Patriot Dad. Let's see. It says, Happy Freedom Friday, hooligans. Got the day off. 3-day weekend. That's badass, Patriot Dad. Enjoy it. What's up, Tree Herder? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tori Wayne? If I can get you all ready, happy freedom, you hooligans. Hit that like button over on Rumble. See if we can reach the front page. What is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. What is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Tony Rich? Happy freedom. What is up, everyone over on the Goof Tube? Oh, let's see. My fart. You were first over here. What's up, JP? Happy freedom to you. Russell, you were truly omnipresent. Let me see. What's up, Rhyme Time? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Juggalo? Happy freedom to you. All right, I think that's everybody. And what is up, everyone over on X? There we go. Come on, chat. You can load. There we go. Happy freedom to you, hooligans watching on X. Now, before we get into the news, I'm going to show you guys this video that Get Some made. This guy might look kind of familiar. We're going to go ahead and play it really quick, and then, we'll get into the news stuff. Badass. Appreciate you. Get some. All right, hooligans. Let's go ahead and get into the news. The news, not the nudes. That's Free Speech Saturday stuff. Anyways, like I said, we'll be starting off with this first video here titled Elizabeth Warren calls for Trump to fire Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth over the Signal group chat leak. They're just going to carry this as far as they can with their weak little arms filled with soy. Alright, now before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, we have these Golden Age t-shirts. Now this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs. Because if you think it, he can create it. Now this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, dog tags, and we even made cooking aprons out of this design. Today I got on the 2A Hooligan t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Pete Hegseth, Trump's Secretary of Defense, texted a reporter U.S. war plans to bomb Yemen. He texted the times of the future attacks, the specific targets, and a lot of other sensitive military information. When the reporter received it, he actually thought he was being scammed. That's how unbelievable this is. He believed that until bombs were actually dropped in Yemen. Now, Hegseth denied this even happened. Well, I hate to break it to him, but his own White House had already confirmed, yeah, that was true. Trump needs to fire Pete Hegseth right now. But accountability doesn't stop there. There needs to be a criminal investigation into what happened. We need public hearings, and we need our national security officials to protect our most sensitive military secrets. Look, for all we know, there are other classified national security conversations happening over random group chats. Our national security is in the hands of complete amateurs. We need to get rid of those guys and bring in some people who know what they're doing.
Okay, Elizabeth Warren sound like a full-blown psychopath. Oh yeah, we need to have public hearings and stuff. You didn't say any of that shit during the Biden administration. He was messing everything up around here. She didn't have anything to say about that. This is her just trying to convince whoever the hell is watching Elizabeth Warren that the Trump administration is just careless and it's a threat to national security. Well, whatever's whatever, lady. like I do not care at all about what Elizabeth Warren has to say. Nobody lifted a finger while Biden was destroying things around here, so hopefully nobody takes that message too damn serious. Next up, rare drug makes human blood deadly to mosquitoes. So I don't know if you got to take a pill or if you got to get an injection or what exactly has to happen, but they got a new medicine for your problems here if you get bit by mosquitoes. What they don't really answer, at least I didn't pick up on it, is they don't say if you got bit by the mosquito, do you still get the itchy spot? They don't really answer that. But either way, it's coming up next. First, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Elizabeth Warren sounding the alarm on the Trump administration because of the goofy signal chat shit. Astral Hammer, the sooner Warren accepts that she lives in the White House and not a teepee. Get your skeeter booster. That's right, Astral Hammer, a skeeter booster. J Spray, coming from the people that don't understand that the internet lives forever. These idiots think that Elon owns the internet. They think like he just has it like in his back pocket. He just keeps the internet there. He can pull it out and show people whenever he wants to. These people are idiots. Russell, Warren has no idea what's going on. Not a clue. Snook's adorable. You got to thank Get Some for that. He's the one who created that video. Happy freedom to you, Get Some. Oh man, I just closed the damn kick chat. I hate when I do that. Trying to click through the tabs instead I'm just ending my own live. Happens. These things happen. MU, who even voted for her? I have no idea. She's like genital warts. She's just not going away. She's just there. She's ugly to look at. Makes your life miserable. Tori Wayne, are the shirts thick or thin? I want to buy a couple and curious if they're cotton or a thinner material. No, they're cotton. I don't know what to compare it to. It's a normal t-shirt. It's not thin. It's not thin. They're decent. They're not heavy shirts, but they're decent. Now I don't wear a woman's shirt, so yours might be a little bit thinner, but when I do the merch selection, I grab the highest quality shirts that they offer. So it should be a heavier material, durable. I suppose I've never bought a ladies shirt, so I don't really know, but the men's shirts are heavy, just like any other shirt with print on it that you would buy at the store. My bitter old lady, she is. Everybody on Capitol Hill it's the old folks' home. They need to do something about that. Mary Todd, fuck off, Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. Happy Freedom Friday to you, Mary Todd. What's up, Shauna Vision? Happy Freedom to you. Awesome, Tori Wayne. Yeah, they should be exactly what you're looking for. What's up, Cody? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Meta? Happy Freedom to you. Tori Wayne, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Ball? Happy Freedom. What's up, Era? Juggalo, she ain't convincing? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Her voice is too damn whiny. I don't know who could take advice from somebody like that. What's up, Mana? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Bitchy? What's up, Scott Johnson? Juggalo, Elon Musk is just like John McAfee. I mean, I don't know if they're exactly the same, but they're pretty eccentric, I suppose. Hey, I appreciate you, JP. I'm doing all right. I hope you are too. What's up, Tony Bridge? Happy Freedom to you. Come on, Mouse. What are we doing here? Zero Massachusetts is who votes for Warren. They need to do better. They need to do better. We need better than Elizabeth Warren. We're going to get into this next video. Like I said, rare drug makes human blood deadly to mosquitoes. I don't know. You guys can go get this stuff if you want it. We got lots of mosquitoes here in Michigan, and they love me. They eat me like it's a free buffet. I'm not going to get injections or popping pills for mosquito bites. I'm just not doing that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. Make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble as well as over on the GoofTube, and let's get into this.
The deadliest animal in the world is the pesky 6-millimeter long blood-sucking mosquito. Get this number. I couldn't believe it when I saw it this morning. The CDC says the mosquito kills an estimated 700,000 people a year, spreading deadly diseases like malaria, West Nile, yellow fever, dengue. That's why there's a global push to control the mosquito population. And a new study now suggests that a rare medication has the potential to make human blood deadly to those mosquitoes. Joining me now is professor at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, Dr. Omer Awan. Doctor, thanks for hopping on with me this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Marky.
You know, I think a lot of people probably have not heard, myself included until this morning, they haven't heard of nitisinone. Tell us more about it and how big of a game changer this really is.
Well, nitisinone is usually a drug that's used to treat, very rare inherited metabolic diseases, but it can be potentially used for controlling malaria. And the way it works is that it prevents a mosquito's ability to digest its blood meal, and that will kill a mosquito very quickly. So it could potentially be a game changer when you consider just how common malaria is. I mean, we're talking about a disease that infects nearly 300 million people globally every year. We're talking about a disease that kills more than 400,000 people globally. So this is exciting, and I look forward to seeing more studies to see how efficacious this drug really is.
I mean, the numbers are just staggering. You bring up the fact that it kills these mosquitoes really quickly. How quick are we talking here? I mean, does the mosquito have time to then go on and bite somebody else, or is it pretty instantaneous?
It's very quick, Marquis. I mean, if you look at, ivermectin, which is the gold standard for malaria, really that takes much longer. The death for a mosquito is gradual. It affects, the central nervous system, the muscles of the mosquito, and it takes some time before the mosquito actually dies. This is really starving the mosquito. That's literally what it's doing. So they will die within hours or even days. So this will have a significant effect. And if we look at the half-life as well, the half-life for nitisinone is much longer compared to the half-life of ivermectin. So that means that it stays in a person longer and it can act therapeutically much longer and quicker compared to ivermectin.
Okay, fast. Yeah, I was going to have you compare and contrast the two. So thanks for breaking that down for me. How did doctors even figure this out in the first place, that this worked on mosquitoes in this kind of way?
Well, they did a study, and I think that's how we really drive innovation in science. And, it leads to creativity from scientists that are able to think about this, think outside the box, and really examine this. And I'm very glad and happy that they did this, because this, as you said, could absolutely be a game changer when we consider malaria. And, by doing the study, they showed, and by comparing different types of mosquitoes, we look at mosquitoes that were given blood from a human being that had nitisinone, and then blood that contained ivermectin, comparing the two and then looking to see, well, which one is more lethal. And they found that there is a significant difference in killing mosquitoes, the timing of killing mosquitoes, and it affects all mosquitoes of all ages, not just those that are older mosquitoes, but even younger mosquitoes. And I think that is really telling for how powerful this drug could be.
It's going to kill mosquitoes of all ages.
So how soon are we to seeing something like this containing nitisinone hit store shelves, you think?
Well, it's going to still take time, Marky. I mean, getting an approval takes time, and it's a process, right? So there still needs to be more studies that show the efficacy of this drug. It needs to be vetted to more people, more mosquitoes. We need to look at the safety. We have to get FDA approval, which can take months to years. So I'm optimistic about this drug, but it certainly will take time.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. I get eaten alive, I feel like, every spring and summer. So I'm going to follow this one closely from afar. Dr. O'Mara, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for watching.
Dr. O'Mara, okay. Selling hopes and dreams over here. They don't really emphasize or even highlight the fact that if you get bit by a mosquito after injecting yourself with this random sauce, you still get the bug bite. They said it could take hours or days before that mosquito that bit you died. So you still get itchy bug bites. You're still going to get eaten by mosquitoes. They're just going to go fly off and die, though, at some point. It could be hours or days. And it's not biased. It'll take out mosquitoes of all ages. I thought that was hilarious. I can't believe they even said that. So stupid. So stupid. And they talk about it in every way except for, are they going to be donating this to third world countries? Because they're constantly donating like mosquito nets and stuff to third world countries because disease is so bad and mosquitoes are carrying it, and it's all bad over there. So they donate these mosquito nets to try and help locals have a better life over there. They're gonna be donating this kind of shit, turning our blood into pesticide and all of that. I don't know. This just doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Now, if you really hate mosquitoes, maybe you would consider this. I hate mosquitoes. I'll have to dress in like a sweatsuit in the summertime, and even with the hood up, they'll just bite me right on the face. I hate mosquitoes, but I'm not taking an injection for them. I just stay indoors. Either way, next up, Trump takes questions from the Oval Office saying, "What is a woman?" the reporter had asked him. This is from earlier today. We're going to be covering it next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this rare drug that makes human blood deadly to mosquitoes. If my mouse will work. Snooks, no injectables for me. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Russell, it's fun making mosquitoes blow up. When they bite your arm, tense up, and they can't pull out. I've heard of women doing things like that. Trapping them, Russell. You're just trapping the mosquito. Mm-hmm. Matt Rogers, no thanks. I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. And it doesn't save you from the itchy part. We went through this with COVID. The same exact thing. We got a shot that'll fix this. Oh, it'll make it not happen? No. You still get the itchy spot? Yeah. Why the fuck would I take it then? If it doesn't stop transmission and it doesn't help you, if you get it, then why would you take it? And that's the same thing. You don't like mosquitoes? You don't like them biting you? You don't like having itchy spots? We'll give you this drug. It's not going to solve those problems, but at least it'll kill the mosquito. No. Not, I don't care about the mosquito's death. I care about the bug bites. And I think that's how most people are. 0. Mosquitoes are food for bats and birds. They're attracted to CO2 output. They love me too, and I get giant red itchy welts. Yeah, that's how I am too. Yeah, and then, yeah, how is that going to disrupt the circle of life, right? You put poison in your blood, the mosquito eats the poison, then the bird eats the mosquito, or the fish eats the mosquito, or whatever. How does it affect those animals? Yeah, they didn't think that far. They got dollar signs in their eyes. The other thing is that's interesting about that video is they tell you they got drugs for you for bug bites that aren't going to really help the bug bites, but it'll kill the bugs. And they know people are not excited about that. People don't want to take more drugs or injections and stuff. So what do? They turn around and go, well, we like ivermectin over there. And then your ears perk up because you're so used to everyone condemning ivermectin and even YouTube punishing people for talking about it. And they're like, yeah, it's like that, to try and like get you on board, or at least that's how I feel. I feel like they were using the ivermectin language and using that word, that title, to try and get you on board with the mosquito vaccines that they got coming out. I was like, nah, I'm still not taking the shot, buddy. Sorry. Guess some vampires have known about this drug for years. That's why they're all almost dead. Yeah, well, there's a couple million still collecting Social Security, but yep. J-Spray, I had a shoulder implant. The skeeters love that thing for some reason. That is crazy, J-Spray. I've never heard anything like that. Wow. Snooks, you're a skeeter suite? I guess. They will... I can soak myself in DEET, and they will just land on my skin and die and stay there like little wax statues. Like, they don't care. They will die to try and get at me. I don't know if the battery's dying in this thing or what is going on. I need to use the mouse that Hair Juicer got me. I need an adapter for it, though. What's up, Muskie Boss? Happy freedom to you. Astro Hammer Skeeter Gummies. They're cute, and they'll keep the skeeters away. I've never heard of that. I'll look into it. Guess mosquitoes and deer have a movement against Jeff. Yeah, I don't know what their problem is. I have no idea what I did to them, but yes, they have unionized against me. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you. It says Pfizer made it legal to knowingly give HIV to someone. Fat pieces of shit. Yeah, they don't care at all. They care about money. These drug companies are all the same. Ghostly, they hate me, but ticks, however, seem to hunt for me. Yeah, you gotta be careful, Ghostly. We get ticks really bad around here. I don't think I've ever been bitten by a tick. I mean, I don't think anyone can be 100% sure if they've ever been bitten by a tick. I've never discovered a tick bite or a tick attached to me, but I worry about that stuff. I don't want Lyme disease or anything. Picture Dad, I take garlic pills and they don't bother me. I eat a lot of garlic. Maybe I don't eat enough. I'll have to look into it. What's up, Conspiracy Queen? Happy freedom to you. Conspiracy Queen. Those little fuckers are deadly. They failed on the Rona transmission crap jab. They'll fail here too, guaranteed. It's horse shit. Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's worth the jabby jab. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. Too old to care. I hate those bloodsuckers, but I'm not going to jab up. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. I feel like I got mosquitoes bothering me right now. What's up, Hidu? Happy freedom to you. Mosquitoes are demons? They are. Oh, sorry, Patriot Dad. I misread that. Pritzker, not Pfizer. What's up, Crystals? Happy freedom to you. You've been bit by a tick? Yeah, all my buddies have. I'm like the only one that hasn't, so I figured one day I'll have to go through it. Cookie, happy freedom to you. You've had to deal with ticks before? See, I don't go outside very much. They got to get me at a strategic time. It's just like the damn deer. Oh, Bambi Al-Qaeda. Barely leave the house, but when I do, they know it. They're right there. I had 8 of them run out in front of me the other day. I was like, yo, trying to make sure they get me. What's up, Cassie J? Happy freedom to you. Musky Buzz, I just took a tick off with side cutters. I have never heard that. I've heard all kinds of stuff. People using cotton balls that are dipped in one thing or another chemical. People setting them on fire. I mean, I've heard all kinds of stuff. Meta human bug killer. Got a fly swatter. You can use a person as a fly swatter too. They're gonna make our blood pesticides, and I still don't understand how they're selling people. You're gonna get the bug bite still. Well, then why even get the jab? What's up, Mr. Dog? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Steve M? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? What's up, Hooligans Island? What's up, John S? Happy freedom. Steve S, taking ivermectin before going outside will kill ticks when they bite you. That's interesting. I haven't heard that yet. Pesky, happy freedom. Try using a taser for ticks. I mean, that's an idea. What's up, Lion's Heart? Cheeky Chops, DEET is the answer. It doesn't save me, but it's a lot better than taking random jabs from drug companies. They also didn't say how much it would cost. They just were like, well, hopefully the FDA will prove it. Well, you give them enough money, I'm sure they will. What's up, Silver Wolf? What's up, Poetic? Happy freedom. Totally care my dog eats ticks. Dog's a legend. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next one. Like I said, Trump takes questions from the Oval Office being asked, what is a woman? It's coming up next, but first I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. This is President Trump from earlier today. I think he sworn in Alina Habba, and then he started taking questions from the press. We're not going to watch the whole thing because a lot of it is the same questions over and over again, like when we were watching the press briefing. So it's about 8 minutes long. Either way, this is President Trump answering questions from the Oval Office earlier today. Make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble as well as over on the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Go ahead. What was your reason for pardoning Trevor Milton?
Highly recommended by many people that was taken advantage of. He did a business deal like in Utah, as I have it, and I think he was exonerated, and then they brought him into New York, where he had a rough road. I mean, he was exonerated. It was a big celebration. Again, I don't know him, but they say it was very unfair. And they say the thing that he did wrong was he was one of the first people that supported a gentleman named Donald Trump for president. He supported Trump. He liked Trump. I didn't know him, but he liked him. It was in Utah, and they went after him. They went after his family. They went after his businesses. And he was, I believe, exonerated. And then they went after him again, and they brought him this time into Manhattan. And he had nothing to do with Manhattan. And they got him, and I said, that's unfair. There are many people like that. They support Trump, and they went after him. You don't realize this is a vicious group of people that were in this office before us. This is a vicious group. They're violent. What they were doing to people, and you could go story after hundreds and even thousands of stories, and they went after this man. And when I heard about it, I said, nope, not going to happen. They destroyed 5 years of his life. He fought for 5 years of his life, and he did nothing wrong. and he's a good person. And basically, I had these fantastic recommendations about him from people that you know very well, all top-of-the-line people. They thought it was a horrible thing. There are many such cases, by the way, many such cases.
Mr. President, should Americans buy cars now if they want to avoid higher prices?
Thank you, Mr. President. Have you spoken with Vladimir Putin about buying weapons from Iran and from North Korea?
Not about specifically that, no, I haven't.
Well, that seems to be an issue that you want to make important is...
Well, I'm making all issues important. You got a lot of important issues. You also have the children issue that's important. You know, it's a lot of children are living in Russia right now. That's a horrible situation that would have never taken place if I was and the country is being decimated. But, you know, they're losing 2,500 on average young men, mostly men, almost in all cases men, actually, but young men every single week, 2,500. And they're not from our country. They're from Ukraine and they're from Russia. But it's human lives. And if we can get it stopped, then I think we're making progress. But there's a lot of ill will between the parties.
Should Americans buy cars now if they want to avoid higher prices? And then just to follow
No, I don't think so. I think you're going to have a country that's going to boom. I just spoke to Tim Cook of Apple. He's investing $500 billion in the United States, which he would have never, he told me, I would never have done it if you lost the election, and I would have never done it if there wasn't a tariff system that is a incentive for people to come. And remember, there are no tariffs. All you have to do is do your work right here. If you have your company here, if you build your product, make your car, or whatever it is you're making, no tariffs. And we're going to have, I think, Scott, I would say we're close to $4 trillion, even going close to $5 trillion. Now, we haven't had that for years. If you add up years, they haven't invested like that. And here we are in 2 months. We think we're up to close to $5 trillion of investment. They're going to build car plants. They're already building. Many of them have already started. And if you build a car in the United States, and one thing that I just spoke with John Thune about, I just spoke to Mike Johnson about, Speaker, we're going to do something that has never been done in this country before. I'm very proud to say it was my idea. And so sometimes a simple idea, they say, how'd you think of that one? It's so simple, it was never done. If you buy a car in the United States that's made in the United States, if it's manufactured here, when you borrow money, if you borrow money, you have interest payments, we're going to let you deduct the interest payment for income tax reasons. And I think that's going to more than pay for itself. I think people are going to be, they've never had a deduction. You know, deductions are supposed to be for like rich people, and it's unfair to have that. But rich people are, I think I know more about deductions than any human being on earth. But, you know, the truth is that people that are middle-income people that buy a car and actually have to borrow money, they're going to now get an interest deduction on their car if it's made in the United States. If it's made someplace else, that won't take place. But car companies, as you know, are already expanding and building new plants. They've already started. And I think you're going to see numbers. Howard, you're seeing it, and Scott, you're seeing it. You're going to see numbers the likes of which you've never seen before. Yeah, please go.
The vice president is in Greenland right now. Do you have plans to expand U.S. military presence in Greenland? Is that...
We get along very well with Greenland. We get along very well with Denmark. We've always had a good... Denmark does a lot of business in the United States. We don't do so much there, but they do a lot of business in the United States. And I think they want to see, I think everybody wants to see that work out. We need Greenland, very importantly, for international security. We have to have Greenland. It's not a question of, do you think we can do without it? We can. If you look at Greenland right now, if you look at the waterways, you have Chinese and Russian ships all over the place. And we're not going to be able to do that. We're not relying on Denmark or anybody else to take care of that situation. And we're not talking about peace for the United States. We're talking about world peace. We're talking about international security. And right now, you look at it, you have warships all over the place going through right along Greenland. We're not going to let that happen. We cannot let that happen. Or if it's going to happen, we have to be protective of our country. And more important, really protection not only of our country, of the world. So Greenland is very important, and modern day weaponry makes Greenland. 100 years ago, less so. But also,
would you like to visit Greenland?
If you notice, also some of those, you could call them roadways, okay? They're water roadways. But some of those areas are opening up, and they're opening up icebreakers out there. They're opening them, and by just nature, they're opening them, and they're headed right into China, right into Russia. And we have no choice. The answer is he's there with his wonderful wife, Usha. They're there right now. They landed a couple of hours ago, and they will represent us well. But Greenland's very important for the peace of the world, not us, the peace of the entire world. And I think Denmark understands it. I think the European Union understands it. And if they don't, we're going to have to explain it to them.
Would you like to visit Greenland?
Iranian drones are attacking Ukraine every day.
Let's say it.
Iranian drones are attacking and killing Ukrainians every day. Why aren't you doing something about that?
Well, we're going to see what happens with that. I'm getting reports on that, and we're looking at a report. You're right. They make a lot of drones. Iran makes a lot of drones. They make very effective drones, too. They do very effectively at some things, but Iran is very high on my list of things to watch. And as you probably know, I sent them a letter just recently. And I said, you're going to have to make a decision one way or the other. And we're going to either have to talk and talk it out, or very bad things are going to happen to Iran. And I don't want that to happen. Big preference, and I don't say this through strength or weakness. My big preference is we work it out with Iran. But if we don't work it out, bad things are going to happen to Iran. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Come on, guys.
All right, that's President Trump from earlier today answering questions from the press. It's almost like a press briefing, getting a little update directly from the president. Now, lots of Greenland talk. We have 2 videos related to Greenland coming up later in the live. But it's like a good little warm-up there. Like I said, a little press briefing directly from the president. Next up, North Carolina needs $60 billion to recover from Hurricane Helene. There's an interview with one of the residents there in North Carolina discussing what life is like there right now and what all they still need to be done. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump answering questions from earlier today from the Oval Office. Russell, we need more icebreakers. I think we have 2 or 3. Yeah, I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago. We either covered a story or I had watched a video on it. I didn't even know what an icebreaker was until recently. Russell, Trump is bringing industry back in a big way. Yep, absolutely. What's interesting about that is that the tariffs and all of that stuff that eventually will benefit us. You got Blue Team News right now saying that inflation is going up. Oh, we got more inflation now. We're about to go into a recession. We're going to have a market crash. There's like a whole category on YouTube right now with just blue news across the board, all saying the same thing. They didn't say any of that shit when Biden was in office. President Trump's been in office for like 10 weeks. And they're like, oh, he's causing all this inflation. We're going to go into a recession. Okay. 2 years ago, they were saying we were in a silent depression, that we were actually doing worse a couple of years ago than we were during the Great Depression. You just can't see it because we have phones and stuff now. So instead of seeing people standing in bread lines, people are collecting EBT through their phone, or they already got their card established, and so you're not seeing welfare being distributed as it was back during the Great Depression. But they were saying like statistically what we were going through the last couple of years is worse than the Great Depression. Blue News wasn't talking about it then, but no, all of a sudden now we're going to be in a recession. I'm like, okay. Happy freedom to you, 10 man. Appreciate you joining us. Done. We're resilient. We can handle it. Absolutely. Elder Zoomer, I'm kind of indifferent about Greenland, to be honest. Would be kind of cool, but I really don't care all that much. I feel the same way, Elder Zoomer. They want it for, like, strategic reasons. They don't just want it because we're going to take care of Greenland. They want it because we can prop ourselves up in a better location to fight against other countries and stuff like that, to have Arctic region control and whatnot. That's what it's about. It's about control more than anything else. I feel the same way. I don't really care either way, but obviously they want it for some reason. What's up, WC? Happy freedom to you. Shroomish World War III on the way? Well, we'll see. They've been saying that for 5 years. Too old to care. Love Trump's tie. Look at Sharp today. He had that light blue tie on. Shroomish, when was the last time you heard of China starting or funding a war? That's our business. Yeah, I don't know though. Our news is super biased. Like, we hardly ever hear about Canada, and they're right there. Or it's like, when's the last time we heard about news in Mexico? We don't never hear news about Mexico. You know it's a shithole down there. Our news is so biased. So biased. Also, I did find a follow-up video for, I can't remember what it was, some attorney that was connected to Biden that just recently died. And I was telling you guys that our news is not covering it. We had to get foreign news to cover it. Everybody had accents and stuff, and they were talking about how this Biden-appointed attorney just magically died. The follow-up videos are just, yeah, she kicked the bucket from natural causes, and that's it. They are not saying anything else, and that's why I never added it to the schedule, but they just ruled it as natural causes, and now people who die around Biden, well, don't worry about it. There ain't no news on it. Pager Dad, America first. Absolutely. Too old to care. I watched it earlier on Westside Broadcasting. They had the same issues. Yeah, I was wondering why why is it so glitchy? Why are they so glitchy? I think they do that stuff on purpose to hurt the message that President Trump's trying to portray. Tori Wayne, we could treat them better and we'd benefit from it. Win-win. Absolutely. The thing is I don't know if they really want to go, because I want to say that their leaders are telling their country, they're telling Greenland, like their own people, we are not for sale. And so I don't know that their leaders really want us to Americanize them. But like I said, we got a lot of Greenland stuff coming up a little bit later on in the live. What's up, Master Voltaire? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Lukester? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Wada? Happy freedom. Plukester, have you ever seen a B-2 in flight? Makes me feel patriotic when I see them in the air. I don't think I've ever seen that. I'll have to look it up. I'll pull the tab really quick so I can remember after the live. Also, we got the voice chat going on later today. If you guys want to join the website and join us, there's a lot of laughs. Definitely go to jeffmaclive.com. Go get yourself a membership. What's up, J-Dog? Happy freedom. What's up, Joe? What's up, John? Happy freedom. John, North Carolina is on fire right now. Trump cares more about Israel than conservatives. No, that's not true. That's not true. He's already been there 2 or 3 times. I don't know why people care so much about Israel. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom. What's up, Tube Steak? What's up, Cube? Hooligans Island, somebody's attempting to scramble the Orange Eagles live stream? Probably. Snugs, I read that she had epilepsy and she had a seizure in her sleep and died. I don't believe it though. Well, yeah, I don't know. I didn't see any details like that, but it just seems suspicious. Russell, I donate to the food bank. It's badass. 10 man, knock on wood, never had to go to the food bank. I've been to food pantries a couple times. My problem is I can't not cry. That's my problem. I'm such a damn sissy. Anytime I'm starving to death, I've had to go a couple times where I've been like homeless, did not have anything I needed, got myself in a bad situation, and I had to go to a food pantry and have people give me box food or canned food, and I just cry like because I feel undeserving. I don't know. I don't wish that on anybody. Anyways, like I said, we'll get on to this next video. This is North Carolina needs 60 billion doll hairs in order to recover from Hurricane Helene. We're going to interview a resident in North Carolina and kind of update us on what life is like there since the disaster. Now, we actually had a follow-up yesterday with some food pantry kind of people. I can't remember what their name was. Oh, maybe I can find it on the schedule. World something. World Central Kitchen. Still helping and feeding people from the Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. That was what we covered yesterday. So this is another follow-up. Go ahead and hit that like button over on Rumble as well as over on the CommuTube. And let's get into this.
Well, joining us now is someone who is personally familiar with what these folks are going through. Lynn Russo is a resident of Western North Carolina herself and is helping her neighbors as a Hurricane Helene advocate. Lynn, it is so great to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it.
You know, I want to touch on the current wildfire threat in just a moment, but, you know, you're in Henderson County, just outside Asheville. What have the last 6 months been like for the people in that area? How are you doing, and how's the recovery effort going as well?
Well, honestly, Kelly, it's been a tale of loss, but also incredible coming together of people in this community. It's really been a challenge because we'd never had a hurricane in the mountains ever before. So this produced, 2,000 landslides. There are 8,000 roads and bridges that are out. 12,000 people are displaced since the hurricane. And people have really had to come together and put what I think is a Band-Aid on the gash wound of Western North Carolina. But they've done it. This is, this is the Bible Belt, and faith-based communities and churches, synagogues have come together, and there's been real boots on the ground work. So a lot has happened, and a lot of Western North Carolina is back up and running. We feel proud of that, but we, as was mentioned, we're going to need that federal funding so we can fix those roads and bridges and really thrive here. Because right now, people are just trying to survive, including me. I lost almost all of my clients. I worked in tourism, and I had flooding in my home, and it's been hard day to day, to navigate. You drive through Asheville, which is about 30 minutes from here, and there's certain places that look great. The Biltmore is back up and running. If you go downtown and have a conference, you're going to have a great time. And I encourage everyone to do that because 96% of the businesses in this area are small businesses, and they need people to come back here. But also, you'll drive through certain parts of Asheville that look like a war zone, right? Because we just haven't gotten the funding to repair things, which is why, we have these very, very, very serious wildfires now, including in the county that I live in. They're calling it the most, and biggest fire in the country right now. And the reason that they say they're having a hard time stopping these fires is because all these roads and bridges are out, and there's hundreds of thousands of downed trees. So between these two things and the fact that we also haven't been able to fix all these downed power lines, that's what they say have started many of the fires, including the county that I'm in. These fires have gotten out of control. And honestly, I don't know if the people of Western North Carolina can take another thing. We need our funding, and we're hoping that Washington will go ahead and send that soon. We'll need $60 billion to recover here.
Wow. What is your reaction to Governor Stein's recent comments and your take on the support you and others are getting from the state right now?
Well, I believe that the state, well, I have many feelings about it, but I believe that the folks in Raleigh, the North Carolina legislature, are making some amount of effort. I mean, they have committed $1.4 billion to the recovery. Again, we need $60 billion. They just passed HB 47, a new bill that is going to fund numerous things. It's $524 million. But, and one of the most important things in that bill is for farmers. They've received no federal funding either, or very little. The Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, came here March 6th and said by the end of the month, those farmers would have their funding. We haven't seen it yet, but they're getting $200 million in this Disaster Recovery Act of 2025 that the legislature just passed. So I'm relieved and happy to hear that. There's also great funding in there for, houses. 150,000 homes need repair, and And so they have allocated $120 million for that reconstruction, which is exciting and very, very necessary, and $100 million for roads and bridges. But as you can imagine, 8,000 roads and bridges, $100 million isn't going to do it. So I do hope that the folks in Raleigh understand that tourism business in Western North Carolina is a really integral piece to the puzzle of the state, and we're going to need them to continue to help fund us.
Yeah, absolutely. All of this having a domino effect on a number of industries as well. Lynn Russo, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. The people of North Carolina still need help from the federal government. We got a new president now. Like I said before, I said it earlier today and we talked about it yesterday. President Trump's already been there twice. He's gone there and talked to all the elected officials, and then he's gone there and he's talked to the locals. They sent money and food and water and FEMA and all kinds of crap. Now, FEMA was originally causing problems there. There was Americans trying to go there and help right after the hurricane. FEMA was threatening to arrest these people, and they were turning them away. They were even confiscating their donations, whether it was funds or it was food or blankets or whatever. FEMA was causing a big problem. Then we found out that FEMA was skipping houses that had MAGA signs and Trump flags and stuff like that. Those people all got in trouble. And here we are, and the people of North Carolina, they still need help from the government. Maybe we'll be able to get a reaction out of President Trump. Maybe he'll speak about this in some form or fashion. It seems like this news is coming back. For a while there, it was kind of dead silence. We weren't hearing anything about North Carolina. Now all of a sudden, every day we got videos again. So maybe we'll be able to get a chance to hear from President Trump talking about this situation. Maybe. I mean, it's hard to say. Every time the press is around President Trump, they just want to ask the same damn question over and over again about the Signal chat. Anyways, next up we have, let me see where we are here. Next up, the Tesla. Anyways, this next one is Musk calls DOGE biggest government revolution since America's founding. They're going to be showing the DOGE team. They're going to be discussing their findings with the Social Security situation. They also make claims that the government knew about these unrealistic ages collecting Social Security way back in 2008. And they just never did anything about it. They just kept allowing these checks to go out, spending tax dollars on Social Security for people that are 300 years old, 250 years old, stuff like that. Like I said, they didn't lift a finger to fix it. Either way, before we get into that, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about North Carolina needing 60 billion doll hairs in order to recover from Hurricane Helene. Zero, there were people bringing in topsoil for the farmers. Hurricane took it all away. Hundreds and hundreds of them. Yeah, the whole situation's really bad, and it seems like those people are not the locals, but authority figures are against anyone helping North Carolina. So we'll see. Thank you for letting me know, Snooks. Russell, the Corps of Engineers is there to help rebuild bridges and roads. Yeah, we covered a video. I mean, it was probably a couple months ago at this point. No, it was a little over a month ago, I think. And they were saying that they have everything they need except for the federal government there to sign on the dotted line to go ahead with things. They were saying that they were having sewage problems still, and that they basically just needed someone from the federal government to give the okay so the state could start rebuilding those areas. And that was right before Inauguration Day. It was like a week or two away when that happened. So I don't know. And we were talking about this yesterday, and somebody was bitching because I was saying that I thought that they should receive more help than they have at this point, and I don't know. Anyways, I like, with all the people we have in the country, and now we got President Trump, you would think these people would be getting more help than they've got at this point. Zero, they're trying so hard to kill people in West Northern Carolina. It's a land grab. banks are for losing on properties and people who have lost everything. Yeah, it is rough over there. Guess I'm sending Jeff for a drug test, a pap smear, and a DNC. I gotta study so I can pass that drug test. Mayor Todd, the roads and water and wastewater. Yeah. Cody, I don't know. I didn't know that one of the Doge team bros was the founder and creator of Airbnb, another billionaire given his time. Dope. I didn't know that either, Cody. I did not realize that. Done. Every state has a fund set aside. North Carolina has one called North Carolina Savings Reserve. Wonder if they've tapped into that. It's interesting. I don't know. Let me see. I will look into this after the live. Maybe we'll have a follow-up tomorrow on that. WC, they had the fires too. Yeah, I think the fires are still going. They didn't talk about it in that video, but they talked about it in yesterday's video. Ghostly, really pissed about this, and it was Trump who gave his word that they would have all they need. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, this coming back in the news, maybe President Trump will speak about this the next couple days. I mean, he's done for the week, but maybe next week we'll hear from him. Meta. Let me see. There you go, Meta. That'll take you to the P.O. box. What's up, Rich? What's up, Harley Davidson? Happy freedom. Plukes, while that lady needs to get out in the sun every now and then. Well, it doesn't sound like things are going real great down there. They're probably happy to be indoors. J-Dog, they're repairing bridges. Asheville has over 50 bridges to be repaired. Yeah. Well, they said there was a lot that needs to be repaired just outside of Asheville. They said it was like 1,000 or something like that. J-Dog, they should ask the Democrat worshippers for the money, not the government. I don't know why it's so mysterious what's going on in North Carolina. Things seem secretive. I don't know. I don't know why things are going the way they are over there. What's up, Savage? Happy freedom to you. Zero, there's still lefty managers there at FEMA. They need to go. It's like that everywhere. It's like that everywhere. President Trump signs the EO, judge stands in the way. Like every step of the way. Every step of the way there is problems. But when Biden was doing things, everybody just got out of the way and let it happen. I don't know. I don't like the way things are going. They're not moving fast enough. Either way, we're going to get into this next one. Like I said, Musk calls DOGE biggest government revolution since America's founding. Now, they're going to give us some details here related to that Social Security situation that they were talking about a month ago, how there's millions of people or whatever that are beyond the age of like 130, somewhere between like 130 and 350 years old. supposedly collecting Social Security, which is obviously impossible. Like I said, they're going to be talking about how they've known since 2008 that this was going on and nobody did anything about it until we got DOGE. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
For the hot topic of the hour, Elon Musk and 7 members of the DOGE team sit down for an exclusive Fox News interview, giving a behind-the-scenes look at the effort to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse from the government. Watch.
We want to reduce the spending by eliminating waste and fraud, reduce the spending by 15%, which seems really quite achievable. Well, this is a revolution, and I think it might be the biggest revolution in government since the original revolution. But at the end of the day, America is going to be in much better shape.
At Social Security, one of the first things we learned is that they get phone calls every day of people trying to change direct deposit information. So when you want to change your bank account, you can call Social Security. We learned 40% of the phone calls that they get are from fraudsters.
What we're doing will help their benefits. Legitimate people, as a result of the work of DOGE, will receive more Social Security, not less.
There are over 15 million people that are over the age of 120 that are marked as alive in the Social Security system. There were some great people working at the Social Security Administration that found this, 2008, and nothing was done. And so 15 to 20 million Social Security numbers that were clearly fraudulent were floating around that can be used only for bad intentions.
There are different IT systems today at NIH.
700 different IT systems.
IT software systems. They can't speak to each other.
And so they don't talk to one another.
They have 27 different CIOs. And so when you think about making great medical discoveries, you have to connect the data. It will make science better, not worse.
There's a $500 billion of fraud every year. There's hundreds of billions of dollars of improper payments. And we can't pass an audit.
Great team there. Joining me now for the rest of the program.
All right. We don't need to hear those people give their opinions about that. That's what we're here for. Anyways, DOGE team there kind of letting us peek inside the government here, saying that everything is not efficient. The computer systems don't talk to each other. There's 20 million Social Security numbers out there collecting Social Security checks that are fraudulent. And they know that. Now, what they didn't really mention in there is the fact that the judge, one of the damn judges, has stood in the way of DOGE being able to access Social Security numbers. This was after they found out that there's 20 plus million SS numbers being fraudulently used. I assume this judge is one of them. But a judge has stood in the way of that, so they can't actually do anything about this. They just know that it's happening. They don't have a way to validate these numbers because a judge has restricted access to Social Security numbers, so they can't compare what's going on. So this is just a problem that's being talked about, but it's not being fixed, again, because there's judges standing in the way. And it's going to be real frustrating when the news gets enough of these stories and they just start turning around going, Trump's not really fixing America. And they'll just list all the things he's trying to do that isn't happening. Now, it's not happening because of his effort. It's happening because of the effort on the left that is preventing the agenda from moving forward. But either way, it sounds like the DOGE team is cracking down. I don't know if they're just taking notes or what they're going to do because, like I said, every time DOGE tries to do something, some judge stands in the way and restricts access or whatever. Anything to slow down the agenda. Anything to prevent America from becoming great again is what these lefties are working towards because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. They live here too, but they don't want this place to get better. Doesn't make any sense. Next up, Tim Burchett on Congress not getting anything done. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the DOGE team. Russell, you're so horrible. I know. I don't know how I'm pissing people off. It's a gift. It is a gift. I should just make rage bait. Because I have a natural gift to just make people mad at me for no reason. What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy Freedom? You just gonna call me a hoe right when you walk through the door? What'd you guys say the other day? I can't remember. I called me a slut for something. I don't remember what I did. Calling me a slut, though. Never had that done before. That was a first. What's up, Sibo? Happy Freedom. Sibo, I thought they were 22 years old named Big Balls. Yeah, I don't know if they cut the only young guy or what. I'm sure that's not the whole team. That's what they should have asked him. Which one of you guys is Big Balls? Cody, thank God for nerds. Mm-hmm. Ghostly, if there are problems, it's on Trump to call them out and fix them now. I don't know what they could do about the computer system, but like I said, the judges are the ones standing in the way from them being able to validate these fraudulent Social Security numbers so they can stop those payments from going out. Told to care. To be fair, we only hear what is being reported, but a lot goes on behind the scenes. Absolutely. There's a ton of stuff that we don't get to hear about. Musky Boss, yeah. Meta, I don't. Let me think about it. Harley Davidson, what do you think about Canada ending the alliance with us? I think you're the second person to say that, but I didn't see anything about them ending their alliance. They said that we don't have the same relation. Their Carney came out and said that the old relationship between America and Canada is dead. And that was in reference to how President Trump was treating Trudeau, referring to him as Governor Trudeau and stuff. Carney was basically saying in his American accent that that's not how things are going to go anymore. I haven't found anything saying that the alliance between America and Canada is gone. I feel like Canada would get raped if that happened because we're the ones that protect Canada. So if we didn't have an alliance with them, who would be keeping Canada safe? Because it ain't going to be Canada. I'll tell you that right now. So, like, I haven't seen anything on that. If you guys have links to that where there's an official notice that we are not an ally of Canada anymore, definitely email it to me or something because I haven't seen anything suggesting that. I seen Carney crying like a little girl because he doesn't really know how to take care of Canada without going through us. And he doesn't want to play ball with Trump because mean orange man. So I don't really know. If they don't want to, if there's no alliance, then I assume some Americans will go liberate the Canadians because it's our governments arguing, not the locals. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But as far as I know, I have not seen any official anything claiming that there's no alliance between Canada and America anymore. Vinny C., Mark Carney, and Doug Ford are clowns. Trust nothing they say. Yeah, it's just hot words in front of the press. That's all it looks like to me. Now, if there is something official out there, I'd like to see it, but I haven't seen anything official. What happens is these world leaders say stuff or suggest things, and then the news spins it to become like factual, like the $5,000 DOGE checks. You ain't heard nothing about that in weeks now. It's because it was never a factual thing. It was a suggestion that President Trump said while he was on Air Force One. And the news made everyone believe that was a real thing that was going to happen. Now you don't hear anything about it, and now you're inclined to be pissed at Trump. Trump just floated the idea. The news is the one that told you that this is going to happen. Well, I didn't see anything official suggesting that was going to happen. But the news ain't got nothing to do but to talk bad about Trump. That's why we're not covering crime right now. I guess there's no crime in America because news is all about covering Trump because they're trying to decide, is Trump the good guy or is it mean orange man, Jay Spray, absolutely. I want to give a huge shout out to Ariel and Isaiah. Happy freedom, you hooligans. Muskie Boss, it's a coup. Could be. Russell, Canada is still an ally. See, that's what I thought too. I seen the videos of Carney talking foolishly, but I didn't hear an actual declaration that we are no longer allied with Canada. J-Dog, we're getting Doge checks? Nah, not that I know of. I know people are excited about it, but no. When we hear more about it, we will absolutely cover it. Cheeky Chops, I hope y'all don't need Toyota anytime soon. I know there's a lot of Toyota stuff that gets made in Canada. It's true. Let's see. Snooks, because of the tariffs, Carney wants to become less dependent on the U.S. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what I saw as well. We're going to get on this next video. Like I said, this Timber Chat. It's titled Timber Chat on Congress Not Getting Anything Done. Now, I seen Timber Chat kind of rubbing elbows with Crockett. Jizz on her chin, Crockett. They were kind of goofing around in the hallway and stuff, so it makes me trust this guy a lot less. But when he speaks, he generally makes sense, and he always gives us a point of view of Congress and stuff that isn't covered in the news. He treats X like his diary. And so this is Timber Chat speaking on Congress not getting anything done. Make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble as well as over on the GoofTube. And let's get into this.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett. Just leaving that. Oh, hey, Fossey, great. Have a good weekend, brother. Thank you. Several bills today. Not a whole lot moving the needle. I'm kind of disgusted, really. I mean, freaking Rashida Tlaib's got an amendment on here to, I don't know, is going after our friends, I'm sure. And we allow those crazy amendments on there. They get 3 votes, and I can't even get a bill on the floor to defund the Taliban or stop selling genetic material to our enemies. 5 bills. I guess the major one was, I'm sure they'll do a victory lap on this one. Walk-in coolers and freezers. It was basically the Biden administration had put some terrible rules and regulations, and it outlawed our basically American manufacturers, and it created an inlet for the foreign and our adversaries to do business. So it's a good piece of legislation, need to be passed, but we're not fulfilling President Trump's DOGE agenda. Remember this, Congress, Republicans, we got about a 3-person lead, maybe, and I'm sure I'll catch hell for saying this, but we didn't. Our approval rating is right above those people that are scraping Teslas right now, and you know we're running around the country hollering about all this stuff, and Trump won overwhelmingly because of the DOGE agenda, cutting this stuff out, and we're not cutting nothing out. So, yeah, I'm disgusted. Anyway, hopefully we'll do better next week. Thank y'all for sitting me here.
Sucks. He just comes out and admits that they are not doing the Trump agenda. We are not passing anything. They're not helping anything move along. Like, when is Speaker Johnson going to do something about these judges standing in the way? He came out and gave a speech about how he was going to do something because these judges keep standing in the way of the Trump agenda, and Congress themselves can't even make an agreement on anything. And then at the end of the day, Tim Burchett's just like, well, we'll try again next week. So us Americans, we just have to eat shit until Monday. Like, oh, okay. That sucks. Like, I don't know. We got so many people working on all these things, and all of it is supposed to be geared towards making the country better. And instead, we all just end up watching politicians sitting on their hands. They're all held together by red tape. Nothing ever gets done. Just a bunch of talking and interviews on the news. It is unfortunate. Next up, Putin threatens Trump on effort to acquire Greenland, saying they will not allow encroachment. Let me see. We got 3 videos related to Greenland, but in this video, they do talk about Greenland, but at the same time, they start off by saying that Ukraine is making claims that Russia has violated the ceasefire deal. It's only been going for like a week or so. This ceasefire, it's kind of like a diet ceasefire. They have an agreement, and Zelensky is making claims that Putin has already broken the agreement, and they're also going to talk about Putin speaking against President Trump coming for Greenland. I don't really know why. I don't think Greenland has anything to do with Russia, but Putin's acting like he's going to protect Greenland from us, which is pretty humorous. Either way, this is coming up next. I'm getting pulled up now because I'm tired of waiting on the buffering. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Timber Chat. We're going to lower this. I don't want to be orange. Leave that to the eagle. Zero, they're only working 12 days this month, 10 days next month. That's why nothing gets done. Yeah. I don't know. It's so frustrating. All we had to do is vote for President Trump. We did that. Now the things we were promised, they're kind of being strung along a little bit. What's up, Breeze by you? Happy freedom. Russell, Timber Chat's humble. Yeah, I think so. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. I like Timber Chat. That's why I put his videos on here. It's not as funny as John Kennedy, but he makes sense. He's got common sense when he speaks. Joel Carey, it's all hide and seek. Who's got the weenie? Mm-hmm. Cody, dismantle those courts ASAP. Yeah, and that's what Speaker Johnson was saying. He was saying that they have the power to dismantle those court systems, and then nothing. Nothing's been done. We're bringing more illegals back to Louisiana, stuff like that. I don't know. We were supposed to be doing mass deportations, not just holding illegals here where tax dollars are still being spent to house them and feed them and provide clothes to them. We're paying for Border Patrol to sit there and babysit them and stuff like that, all because the stupid judges want to stand in the way of mass deportation as well as everything else. J-Dog, I don't trust this guy. He's a rhino. Is he a rhino? So I haven't seen him do anything. I haven't seen him make claims that he was going to do anything. I just like that he gives us a little insight on what the vibes are with Congress. Cody, Canada's our northern Montana. I always say it's the upper peninsula of Michigan. So it is. The extra UP. Rappy Orange Man, good. That's right. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. Gee, Chops taking over the chat. Muskie Boss, if Hyena Harris got in, you'd be in Canada's situation. Yeah. I don't know. I try not to think about that. I'm still surprised that they didn't rig the election to a point where we were stuck with Hyena Harris. I am thankful that didn't happen, but yeah, we would be in a terrible situation right now. We're going to go ahead and get into this next one. This is Putin threatens Trump on effort to acquire Greenland, saying will not allow encroachment. But like I said at the beginning of this video, they're going to be talking about how Zelensky is claiming that Putin has already broke the ceasefire. And I can't tell if this person that's being interviewed talking about Russia is just so biased against Putin that he just assumes that the ceasefire has been broken, or if Zelensky just doesn't want the war to end because he wants to keep getting this money. And that's what it seems like. We saw him at the White House. He got kicked out because he wasn't forthcoming enough saying, you know, he wants the war to end. No, he wants checks. That's what he wants. So I don't know which one it is, but either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as over on the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Ukraine President Zelensky is urging the U.S. to respond with action after he says Russia violated the partial ceasefire by damaging his country's energy infrastructure. This as North Korea is sending 3,000 more troops to the Russian front lines. Really? Former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman served in Moscow. One of his stops can tell us what he thinks. So we thought we had an agreement on no energy infrastructure and no hits in the Black Sea. What's happening?
Well, Vladimir Putin will say one thing for media consumption. That's a lot of lies and obfuscation, and it's what he's been doing since he was in the KGB decades ago. And then his army will carry on these attacks because his strategic objective, Brian, continues to be to topple the government of Ukraine, install a puppet regime, and concurrently try to drive a wedge between the United States and Ukraine and between the United States and our European NATO partners.
So we have to make him pay a price if these talks collapse. That would be more sanctions, enforcing the ones in place, and possibly flood Ukraine with even more weapons. There's got to be some type of hell to pay if Russia continues to be insincere to this point and try to do a delay a game with the talks, right?
Yeah, I think all of those policy options are on the table. And look, I was in Hanoi covering the summit there when President Trump walked away from a bad deal with Kim Jong-un. Sometimes you have to do that. And just overnight breaking, Iran wants to negotiate over their nuclear program. So we need to continue to show that we're good, tough negotiators and to ensure that our national security is at the forefront of our policy decisions. That's what the Trump administration is doing, and that's what they need to do in this case. Europe will take the lead on defending their continent at the point of attack, and we can be there supporting them.
Iran last night responded to the president's letter from a few weeks ago and said it's open to indirect nuclear negotiations with the United States, but rejects direct negotiations. So delay a game. We don't have much time to delay. It's going to be a tough decision. So here's what Vladimir Putin said about our plans with Greenland, tongue in cheek. We will now allow encroachments on the sovereignty. We will not allow encroachments on the sovereignty of our country and will reliably protect our national interests. What do they have to do with Greenland? Are they talking about Arctic?
Well, Vladimir Putin wants the world to believe that Russia is able to stand toe-to-toe with the United States militarily and diplomatically. So if there's an issue of interest to the United States, Vladimir Putin is just going to weigh in on it because, remember, he's talked about the greatest geopolitical disaster of the last century was the collapse of the Soviet Union. So he harkens back to those days when United States and Soviet leaders would gather and solve the world's problems. That's just not the way it is anymore, but he'd like the world to think it is.
Earlier this week, Vladimir Zelensky, in an interview, I think it was with the Daily Mail, came out and said, don't worry, Vladimir Putin will be dead soon. He sees his mortality in everything he does. What's he building that on?
I don't know that there's any indication that Vladimir Putin's going to be gone anytime soon, but keep in mind that when he is gone, there's no indication that there won't be some other KGB or Russian intelligence officer to take his place. That's why I think we need to make this war more of a loser for Putin than it already has been. Make it clear that imperial land grabs of this sort won't be tolerated and that we and our allies will stand up against them and defend against a violation of a country's territorial integrity and sovereignty.
And lastly, we have a situation with the ongoing negotiations with Ukraine and Russia. You say if we really want to know what Vladimir Putin's thinking, rather than looking at what he's saying, we should go to CIA Director Radcliffe. Why?
Absolutely. Vladimir Putin will obfuscate and lie publicly. He does it all the time. In my experience at CIA, having spent years tracking Putin and trying to see the world through his twisted KGB eyes, we always relied on our human source intelligence and our signals intelligence to understand what Putin's real intentions were and his real plans. And I think that's the key to understanding Russia. Look, Putin lives in a KGB cocoon. He doesn't want us to understand what's going on in his country so that he can lie and obfuscate. But GCI Radcliffe has a great team behind him, and I'm sure the president is asking him every day for all of those secrets about Russia and Putin and his team.
And I think President Trump's eyes are wide open. He was asked, what about Russia? Are they trying to just delay these talks and string him out? He said he might be. Okay? We'll see. In other words, my eyes are open. I'm not going to wait too much longer. Dan Hoffman, thanks so much.
All right. like I was saying, two separate topics in there. Putin talking about how he's not going to allow encroachment as President Trump is eyeing Greenland. But then they also talk about how Zelensky is making claims that Russia's violated the ceasefire deal and that the ceasefire should be called off, or they want us to do something about it. Now, I can't tell if this guy is just so anti-Russia that Zelensky actually, well, I'm sure Zelensky thinks that, but I'm not sure if Putin actually broke the ceasefire, or if this guy's just saying he is because obviously he's against Putin. He calls him KJP and or whatever, calls him commie and all this other shit, and goes on to just continuously talk bad about Putin. Not that I'm defending him, but it seems very one-sided. He seems very one-sided. He doesn't say anything about Zelensky, but claims that, you know, Putin's the worst ever. So I can't really tell if Putin actually did break the ceasefire. You would think that President Trump would speak about that, considering one of the things he ran on was that he would end the Ukraine-Russia war. So you would think if the ceasefire was broken, we would have heard about it when we covered President Trump responding to questions at the Oval Office earlier during this live. And we didn't hear him say anything about that. So I don't think the ceasefire is over. I think that guy is just heavily biased against Putin. He doesn't have anything nice to say about him. And I think Zelensky really doesn't want the war to end because he likes getting those checks. He doesn't care that they're in martial law. He doesn't care that the youth is being thrown into the machine to be ground up and be killed. He just wants his checks. He's already got foreign countries, the UK and stuff, agreeing to give him money. We're giving him money. So he doesn't want that money flow to end. I don't know, but we will continue staying up to date with the Ukraine-Russia nonsense. We got some more on Greenland coming up next. We might play these back to back. This first video is Trump posted a video about Greenland. This came out 3-4 hours ago. It came out earlier today. I don't know how long now. It's 2 hours old when I put it on the schedule. And then after that, we have JD Vance. He's visiting Greenland. We got a video on him hanging out with military there in Greenland. It's both of those videos coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you Hooligans think about Putin potentially breaking the ceasefire, as well as Putin claiming that he'll defend Greenland from us, or whatever he's suggesting. Jay Spray, Zelensky bombed Russia and then agreed to the ceasefire. Yeah. Zero, Ukraine bombed themselves? Oh, I believe that. Snooks, that man has radar ears? No, I missed it. I wonder what he thinks that, like, we're supposed to do. Like Zelensky saying, oh, Putin broke the ceasefire. U.S., get him. Go do something to him. Like, I don't know. It sounds weird to me. Russell, well, based on what he's saying, it makes sense. Yeah, but I'm not really sure. It kind of reminds me of the MS-13 thing we covered yesterday. I saw another video about the MS-13 gang leader or whatever being arrested. Still have no idea what he looks like. They're just not showing his face. They claim that he's written a lot of stuff, and so they're trying to understand how the gang operates and structures things when they invade, like when they came into here and started setting up shop. But I don't know. They won't like actually show the guy that was supposedly arrested. And in this situation, they're claiming that, you know, Putin broke the ceasefire, but then how did that happen? When did that happen? Where did that happen? Well, they don't talk about it. And like, okay. That's why we don't normally cover foreign news, is because it's too hard to tell what's going on. It's hard to tell what's going on in North Carolina, and that's here. Russell, Russia wants Greenland. That's what it sounds like. Zero, something's in the air, bad mood all week, drained and tired today. Yeah, seems like everyone's feeling that way. Jay Spray, it's bigger than Zelensky. It is. Ghostly, Klaus survived the critters. Yeah, it's pretty tough, Klaus. Yeah, you a tough guy, aren't you? Rappy, sleepy Klaus. Mm-hmm. To all the care, Klaus is seeing a hole in all of this. Absolutely. Klaus can see right through the smoke screen. J-Dog, I don't trust this guy either. No. He just seems biased, and it's too hard to tell what the real information is when he's so biased. To all the care, Zelensky is the puppet regime. Yeah. My feed, thank God, no Harris. Yeah. We'd be in so much trouble right now if we were dealing with Harris. What's up, Resistance? Happy freedom to you. Resistance, when is DOGE going to audit NASA? It's got to be on the list. Ghostly, he knows we're talking about him. He's happy about it. Yeah. Klaus Daniels knows his name. Hey, I appreciate you, Meta. Harley Davidson. It's official. The alliance was ended. No, just Google it. You're already on the fucking internet. Google it. I already Googled it. I went and Googled it. Canada and the U.S.'s alliance is still intact. We are still allies. There's no official news claiming that we are no longer allies. Corny has just got he's just butthurt. He just needs some Bengay. He's just having a hard time. That's it. The alliance isn't over. Use Google. You're on the internet. Shit. Master Meatball. I mean, you could ask him. I'm not putting anybody on Twitch. Twitch is so sensitive they can barely handle my mouth. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like doing an interview. What's up, Jim? Happy freedom. What's up, Shanti? What's up, DP? Hooligans Island. How about the guy that was running against Putin and got X'd? Yeah, we covered that. What's up, Mike Engel? Happy freedom to you. You hooligans gotta get those likes up. Zero. RFK Jr. is trying to ban pop. Oh, purchasing pop with Snap. Yep, they should do that. We covered a video on that not too long ago. That's the thing, is like a lot of this stuff has been floating around for a long time. Like when we cover FEMA getting dismantled, it'll feel like that's been months coming on, because there's so much stuff that's either been signed in executive order and then somebody stopped it, or it's been suggested and it's been talked about over and over again before it actually happens. I don't know. I wish it wasn't that way, but that is definitely how it is. Either way, we got 4 years of President Trump, so hopefully the whole 4 years won't be like this. Like I said, these next two videos, I think we're going to play them back to back. They're both about Greenland. First one is a video that was posted by President Trump on social media a couple hours ago. And the second video is JD Vance going to visit Greenland. I think he's in Greenland today. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat. And like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get into these videos really quick. Let's see, this first one is a video posted by President Trump. All right. He posted it 4 hours ago at this point. It was only 2 hours old, so we must be getting through the live here. All right, once again, this is a video about Greenland posted by President Trump.
In the cold silence of the tundra, a bond was born, not from treaties or trade, but from blood and bravery. While Germany controlled Europe, the Nazis set their sights on the Arctic. Greenland became an unwitting combatant, and the United States stepped in, not to conquer, but to protect. In 1943, nearly 1,000 American soldiers with 4 chaplains set sail from New York to Greenland, carrying with them hope, duty, and a quiet fear. But their ship was torpedoed by a Nazi U-boat, and the frigid waters of the North Atlantic became a grave. Those 4 chaplains gave up their life vests, giving their lives so that others might live, to protect America and Greenland. Their sacrifices helped win our freedom, and we will never forget. Together, Americans and Greenlanders stood as sentinels at the top of the world. But today, Greenland faces new threats, from Russian aggression and Chinese expansion. Our shared legacy lives on in every joint mission, every Arctic patrol, every partnership forged in the shadow of melting ice and rising tensions. This is not just history, it is destiny. Now is the time to stand together again. For peace, for security, for the future, America stands with Greenland.
All right, like I said, President Trump posted that about 4 hours ago as he is eyeing Greenland. When we covered him responding to the press in the Oval Office from earlier today, there was a lot of questions about Greenland. And J.D. Vance is currently in Greenland. We got a little clip of it here. Pretty short one, visiting the troops out there. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right into this. Like I said, J.D. Vance visiting Greenland.
Hey guys, how we doing? Please, at ease. At ease. Good Lord, sit down and eat. Sit down and eat. Don't let the Vice President stop you guys from getting your chow here. How we doing? It's cold as shit here. Nobody told me. Well, thank you all for everything you do, and thanks for having us. So please sit down, guys. Please, please. I want you to eat your food. Usha and I are thrilled to be here. It's a really beautiful flight, actually. You fly over some pretty cool spots. I've never been to Greenland. Apparently, I'm the first Vice President to ever visit Greenland, so that's a pretty cool thing. But we're looking forward to hanging out and getting to know you guys and understanding what you do. So I think what do we have? So we're gonna talk to the command and some of the guardians about what exactly the base does and all the important ways it contributes to national security. We're going to get a briefing, of course, about what you guys do every day, and then we're going to talk just about, as you've heard, we have some interest in Greenland from the Trump administration. So we're going to talk a little bit about that with our friends in the media. But I just want to say thank you all. Thanks for having us, and thanks for being here. Thanks for doing what you do. The colonel told me that this is a 1-year unaccompanied duty station. When we were flying in, we were wondering whether you guys were allowed to bring your families here. So I know it's a lot of sacrifice to spend a year away from your families, but the mission is really important. The Trump administration, the president is really interested in Arctic security. As you all know, it's a big issue, and it's only going to get bigger over the coming decades. So thanks for doing what you do.
All right, J.D. Vance going to visit the troops in Greenland. Sure, he went and spoke to officials and all of that. That's what's got Putin all riled up. So we're over there hanging out in Greenland after saying we're trying to acquire them. Putin don't like it. That's all right. Next up, we got another follow-up video, and it'll be the last of the news. It's titled, ICE Arrests University of Alabama Student Involved in Pro-Palestinian Protest. They mean pro-Hamas protest. It's going to be some follow-up information on Mahmoud Khalil, new people arrested, old people arrested, protesters extra angry this week. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about J.D. Vance visiting the troops in Greenland, as well as President Trump posting that video relating to Greenland. Russell, Greenland is like being stationed in Korea. How far away is Greenland? You probably got to be on a plane forever. I know if you try to go to Korea, at least from here, it's like 22 hours on a plane. It's something crazy like that. I don't know if I could do that. Just flying to Florida is like 3 hours, and they got to carry me off the plane on a stretcher. Like, I can't handle jet lag, like, not at all. I couldn't imagine flying out to those countries. No, guess I didn't see anything about that. Russell, JD is great for the troops. Hell, he's a Marine. Yeah, there's a lot of videos of him shooting guns with Marines. I can't show it on the live, though. This stupid soft-ass platforms. They won't let me show people using guns on the live. They're too worried about people doing self-deletion. Man, Greenland's close to Canada. Yeah, but Canada's huge. Zero, it's as big as Canada? I didn't realize that. Guess you just got to say pew pew. Well, I can't. Me talking doesn't change the images on the screen. It's the images on the screen that messes it up. Ghostly, jet lag. Drink a ton of water. It'll help. Well, yeah, I've never done that. I've never prepared at all for jet lag. I've only been on a plane like 3 or 4 times. J-Dog, they can build another Gitmo in Greenland. Yeah, but some judge will stop us from sending people there. Rappy JD is awesome. I agree. MU JD does a great job. I think so. Plus, I think he's getting propped up so people can put their sights on him for the next primary. Because President Trump said whoever his VP is before selecting JD, he would pick someone that he thought himself would be a good president. So a lot of people have said in the comments of these videos relating to JD Vance that they're voting for him, that they're going to be voting for him in the next primary. I know not everybody feels that way, but there's a lot of people who are suggesting that. Ghostly, I love that he came in and talked to the real troops first. Yeah, absolutely. Meta, God bless our troops. Absolutely. Vinny C, Greenland's above Quebec. I don't even know where that is. Either way, I was thinking more or less like how long would it take to fly there? Man, it's obviously closer to the UK than the UK. Yeah. Appreciate you, Shanti. Thanks for doing the thing. Man from New Orleans to Sydney, Australia is 26 hours. Holy crap. Russell from Chicago to Tokyo was 17.5 hours flight non-stop. I don't know if I could handle that. You could go to sleep your ass off, wake up, and still have 10 hours left on the plane. I don't know. Like, what do you do? I'd be so sick. You just hear me throwing up in the back of the plane. And I'm a loud puker. I am not quiet at all. When I throw up, every apartment in the building can hear me throwing up. Everybody knows I'm sick when I'm sick. I got to scream it out. I don't know why God made me this way. Either way, let's go ahead and get into this next one. Like I said, this is a follow-up video, and it's the last little bit of our news before we get into the fun stuff. ICE arrests University of Alabama student involved in pro-Palestinian protests. And they're going to give us follow-ups on a plethora of topics in this, all related to the dusty-ass protesters, but either way, this is our follow-up video. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as over on the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Free speech is not a crime! Free speech is not a crime! Free, free, free Palestine!
Campuses nationwide erupting in protests just like this one at Tufts University as the Trump administration really doubles down on detaining non-citizen pro-Palestinian student activists. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer has more for us this morning. Brooke, ICE is not letting up with these arrests.
Yeah, they don't appear to be, Marky, and more are promised. A doctoral student at the University of Alabama, one of the latest students and Palestinian supporters detained by federal authorities. The university student newspaper said Ali Reza Darodi from Iran is in the U.S. on a student visa studying mechanical engineering. He was detained this week, though it's not clear what, if any, charges he is facing. But this morning, the Trump administration defending the deportations and detainments like this one of 30-year-old Rumeysa Öztürk, a Fulbright scholar at Tufts University. ICE agents in Massachusetts approached and arrested her on her way to meet friends on Tuesday. A Homeland Security official said an investigation found she'd engaged in activities in support of Hamas. Her visa was reportedly revoked. Her friends deny she's done anything wrong. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Thursday doubling down on the efforts to remove student visas.
I think it's crazy to invite students into your country that are coming onto your campus and destabilizing it. We're just not going to have it. So we'll revoke your visa, and once your visa is revoked, you're illegally in the country and you have to leave.
Secretary Rubio said the Trump administration has revoked the visas of at least 300 people, including those 2 students this week, as they assert these individuals who participated in pro-Palestinian protests supported Hamas, a designated terrorist organization. And Markey, lawyers for one of the first students detained in this crackdown, Columbia University student Mahmoud Khalil, they'll be in court again today fighting for his release from federal custody. Markey?
All right, Brooke Schaefer, thanks so much for the latest there.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, like I said, plethora of details there, all relating to the pro-Hamas students that keep getting arrested. Rubio saying that he has canceled more than 300 visas, kicking out these pro-Hamas protesters and people who just want to act radical. They're not from here and they hate this place so much, so just help them out the door. And like I said, they're trying to make Mahmoud Khalil the left's new George Floyd. I think as soon as he gets deported, the fires are going to start. Because they're already rallying, they're gaining more people. They claim that this is the government silencing free speech. And as far as I know, his green card's already been revoked. He's just waiting to go through the process. And once he gets through the other side, they're going to deport him. And when they do, these protesters are going to lose their marbles. And so we'll see how this goes. Like I said, that is the last little bit of the news. We're going to get into the fun stuff next. We're going to open today's door from the Advent calendar that was sent to us by Wad. And then we have 2 videos coming up. First one's a feel-good video titled Making Washington the Greatest Capital City in the World. And then our official funny video of the day is titled Tiny Wieners and Camping. And you hooligans are going to love that video. All that's coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the 300 visas being revoked by Rubio, as well as all the details related to the pro-Hamas protesters out there. J-Spray. Well, we have the ability to do that. It's just that nobody posts. I actually have some updates coming to the website pretty soon where we're going to be using RSS feeds and stuff like that. But you guys are welcome to post any news that you find in the news board. We have 2 over on Discord, and we got 1 over on the website. Tin Man being cooped up on a flight for 26 hours? Yeah, I couldn't do it. I just don't think I'd be okay. I need more than my phone to play with. I just couldn't do it. Russell, don't open the back door. It smells like shit. Yeah, that's pretty good advice, Russell. J-Dog, who's paying Mahmoud's legal fees? The Clintons? It's hard to say. I don't know. Somebody said that it could be the university paying for it because the universities apparently keep funds, legal fees and stuff. Cassie J, I wonder if most of these students knew what they were getting themselves into. I don't know. I've been saying it for almost 2 years that these are pro-Hamas protesters. These are people that are sympathizing with terrorists. Ever since it first started, I was like, how can you do that? We covered, the week this happened, we covered a 17-year-old that was tricked by feds on the dark web into joining ISIS, and they stuck his face all over the news calling him a terrorist. And they were the ones that tricked him into it. So I think it should be entrapment, really. But The FBI pretended to be ISIS. They got a hold of the 17-year-old. They told him to go get supplies and go scout an area or something like that, just to see if he would do it. And he did. And so they were like, okay, you're trying to join ISIS. You're a bad person. They stuck him all over the news and was like, if you act like this, we are going to take you down. We're going to throw you in prison forever. Do not attempt to join a terrorist organization. And then it was like the next day, pro-Hamas protesters all over the place screaming death to America, dressing up like Hamas, saying we are Hamas and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, how can you do that? How can you go out there in broad daylight and claim to be a part of a terrorist organization and nobody does anything about it? And then we covered it for the whole school season, and it got huge to the point where they were camping out on campus, and the school's just letting it happen as if they don't have any control over it, which obviously they do. It's private property. It's their campus. You can't bring drugs or alcohol on campus. Why would you be able to hold terrorist organization meetings and potlucks and stuff on campus? That doesn't make any sense. Then they brought in the leaders of the schools before Congress or Senate or somebody to answer for why they're allowing this to happen. All of them played stupid, and here we are, another school year, round 2 of pro-Hamas protesters, and now we're almost at the end of the school year, and the news is like, I think these are terrorist sympathizers. Yeah, you fucking think? Like, holy shit. I wish my voice was louder because I'd be saving tons of people's time, because we are like in the front of all of this. And then it's like years later, the mainstream news catches up to what's actually going on. It's so ridiculous. And a lot of it's a part of the agenda too. So like maybe 2 years ago, they could have got away with saying this stuff. And now that Trump's in office, now it's considered a terrorist organization to try and, be pro-Hamas and all of that. So it's a goofy situation going on right now. Hey, thank you for being here, Jay Spray. Cassie J, I'm positive that a lot of the students knew exactly what they were doing. Whenever the news was doing their street interviews with these students, a lot of them seemed very, very clueless. Yeah. Well, I think it just starts off with something to do. Like, hey, you want to come hang out with us over the weekend? We're going to be marching and protesting and eating riot pizza. And you're like, yeah, I got nothing going on. Might as well just go do that. And then next thing you know, ICE is picking you up. That's how it goes. Plus, there's probably infiltrators. That's how a lot of this stuff goes. At one point, when we were covering these pro-Hamas protesters, they were saying like 61% of the protesters being arrested in these protests don't even go to the schools where the protests are happening. They're either foreigners or they're people from other states. There was some guy who was like from Texas, and he was in the middle of going to college to be an attorney. And then he went all the way to New York or something to be a part of these protests and got arrested. And then is like suing the police department for like wrongful arrest. It was just like ridiculous stuff going on here. And I really think there is infiltrators. I think there's probably Fed boys and people like that, CIA, God only knows, going in there and suggesting this. Just like when there was MAGA Million marches and stuff all the time back in 2020, during the lockdowns and all of that, you'd see a group of people waving American flags. You'd have one asshole walk over to the nearest building and just kick the door in, just to see if everybody else would go inside or join in and destroy the building. These little fire starters, they're infiltrators. And I'm sure they got that with these pro-Hamas protesters too. They're like, hey, why don't you start yelling this? Why don't you start telling people this? Why don't you start recruiting these kind of people just to see if they'll do it? Just like I said with that 17-year-old that was being tricked by feds to join ISIS. Like, yeah, he made the choice, but at the same time, they were the one offering it. And so I think that a lot of this is orchestrated, and that's on top of Soros money. That's on top of crowds on demand and all that stuff. We're going to have a spicy summer ahead of us, I am sure. Tony Rez, everything is stupid anymore. It is. That's why we got to take days off. That's why, because if you don't take a day off and you just watch the news every day, you get to a point, I think they call it black-pilled, where you just don't care about shit. Because the reality is you can't do anything about it. Even if we knew all the secrets going on in the government, we'd still have to go to work tomorrow. Like, it just wouldn't change anything. We're so divided, we couldn't unite to stop anything happening anyways. So it's like, you want to know what's going on, but you don't want to be so consumed by it that you can't get up and go to work the next day because you're just crushed by the realization that we can't do anything about all of this shit. The best we could do is know what's happening, use it to our benefit in any kind of way that we can. If there's shitheads burning, stuff down the street, okay, don't go outside that day. You know what I mean? Things like that. We can stay aware of our surroundings and make the best of it, and that's about all we got. And we have each other. It's way better than being alone, being isolated, especially back during the lockdowns. There was a lot of people who couldn't handle being alone, and us all being united as hooligans really helped a lot of people, and it still does. WC, isn't that entrapment? I mean, you would think it would be, but it's hard to say. Told to carry paid actors, agitators. Yep, absolutely. Ghostly, they take advantage of the mentally ill. Yes, they do. Totally care. Go try screaming that in Palestinian Square, stupid hag. Yeah, the protesters are ridiculous. They're out there with rainbow flags trying to support a country that doesn't support rainbow people. Like, it's an oxymoron. Cody, JD is changing my mind more and more. The kid's got balls. Yeah, I like JD Vance. Hey, thanks for being here, Meta. What's up, Crazy Times? Happy Freedom. Summer of Love 2.0. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be that spicy, but it's going to be spicy. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy Freedom to you. Shanti, yeah, it's like they're recruiting them. Yeah, they are. Just in time for summer. And all those kids, they'll be out on summer break. They won't be at college anymore, and they'll have all the time in the world to stand around and scream and cry and make signs and arts and crafts and wear masks, and then eventually they'll get bored, and then they'll start burning shit down. It'll happen. We'll cover it. Muskie Boss, globalists, Nazis, yeah. What's up, Bobo? Happy Freedom. All right, hooligans. Let's see. Getting into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to be opening today's door from the advent calendar that was sent to us by Wad. And then we have a feel-good video, and then we have a funny video of the day coming up next. But first, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use that Linktree link or any links in the description if you would like to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Like I said, getting into the fun stuff here. We're going to be opening today's door from the advent calendar that was sent to us by Wad. Not sure what today is. Maybe 15? Yep, today is day 15. Let's see what we get. Ooh, yes. Today we got Daddy Rack. I ain't never heard of that before. Tennessee straight whiskey. This is small batch Tennessee straight whiskey. Yes, good stuff. Thank you, Wad. I appreciate you. Heck yeah. We're going to be probably trying that during the voice chat. Anyways, let's get into the fun stuff here. Like I said, this first video is a feel-good video. So it's posted by the White House on X. Get this pulled up here. All right. This is titled Making Washington the Greatest Capital City in the World.
We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope, safety, and beauty better than they have ever been before. We will take over our horribly run Washington, D.C. and clean up, renovate, and rebuild our capital so that it is no longer a nightmare of murder and crime. We're going to get all the graffiti off the marble. We're going to fix the roads and the medians, which are falling down all over the streets. Washington, D.C. will become a symbol of beauty, security, freedom, and strength.
All right, posted by the White House. Now we're going to get into our funny video of the day. You hooligans are going to like this.
What's good, my REI talk?
Hold up a second, buddy. Why is nothing I'm clicking on working? Okay. Bam. All right, hooligans, hit that like button. This is titled Tiny Wieners and Camping.
What's good, my REI tards?
No.
DEI tards.
I think that's something different.
Oh, yeah, one of those things all the white people in Portland are up in arms about, and then the other one's that diversity hire deal. Hey, camp down races. You look like you were affected by daylight savings time. Kumbaya. Today we'll be cooking Vienna sausages on our George Foreskin grill. You know, the last time something from Vienna and a camp got together, it didn't turn out so good.
You know I know how to start a fire.
Oh, that's right. You were in the Spread Eagle Scouts. Did you and Scoutmaster Dan rub two sticks together, maybe?
Maybe if this goes well, we can be like camping influencers.
Oh, yeah, like Van Life, Gabby Patino. You can be her.
She a vlogger, bro?
Was. Like many great father-son duos, he and I learned how to pitch a tent together. And then we put up this piece of shit.
Dad, this looks like the thing on Doctor Who.
You would know a lot about erecting a TARDIS. I love the great outdoors. That's where I find my zen. Oh, shit.
What was that?
That's some of my Columbia camping gear. Yes, I heard what happened to the park rangers. Well, Terry, I don't care if he has a job.
Dad.
You too.
I think I can see the North Star.
I think that's actually just a Black Hawk helicopter. Or the remains of SpaceX. Who am I, Drewski at a Diddy party? Because I'm about to pull my tiny wiener out. And then I'm going to open these sausages. I gotta piss real bad. Right now, I'm making my own outhouse.
Dad, they're gonna put you on the list again.
Oh, I never came off the list, bud. Oh, it smells like Angel Reese's mustache.
Why do you know what that smells like?
Because I'm bricked up, son. Oh, it smells like Penn State football. How big do you think these are? About 6 inches?
Yeah, I bet they got great personality.
I drank the outhouse. Did you ever think that R. Kelly was just trying to prevent a ton of jellyfish stings? Ah, Kadarius Tony Cox!
He has multiple? Their wieners are turning brown.
That's all right. We'll feed them to the Kardashians.
Feed?
Now to see if it's busting or not. Tent Cox!
Holy. You said, I forgot you were in the Spread Eagle Scouts. Oh my God. That video is so funny. Anyways, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. We're going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. There's so many good ones in that. You could watch that video like 3 or 4 times and still not pick up everything. Alright, hooligans, there's a Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you would like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, I would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we gotta have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. We'll be doing the voice chat right after the live today, and you could be a part of it. With the membership over on the website, you can watch the live the best way there is to watch the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there in the chat while watching the live. You'll have access to Hooligans Alley. You'll have access to the forums. You'll have access to the arcade. You also have access to our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. We're going to read through really quick, and then we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. What's up, Live and Review? Happy freedom to you. Hey, thanks for being here, Breeze by you. Cassie J, Gay Light Savings. Yeah, he was smoking them. Russell. You let us know, Russell. 10-man Temu camping gear. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for joining the membership program over on Rumble. And welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you, High Plains Drifter. Thank you. What's up, H-Bic? Happy freedom to you. High Plains Drifter, you're not banned? I don't know why you thought you're banned. You are not banned. WC, that was a good one? I thought so. Cody, nothing like pitching a tent with your dad. Yeah, there's so many just good zingers in that video. Hey, thank you for being here, MU. Told to carry the Hobbit fingers. Yeah, I don't even know what they're called. The little sausages, Vinny sausages or something like that. WC the Spread Eagle Scouts. I know that's what got me. Tony Rez, great news out here in Salt Lake, Utah. Becomes first state to ban fluoride in public drinking water. That's badass, Tony Rez. Yeah, the Venus sausages. Yeah, Cody. What's up, Lisa? Happy Freedom. Hooligans Island, but we were just getting into the coffee. We've been drinking coffee for 2 hours. Hooligans Island, I thought High Plains Drifter was already an official hooligan. I thought so too as well, but I don't question these things. I just celebrate when it happens. It's the only way to do it. Zero, did you see about the Lebanese doctor that couldn't come back into the U.S.? She got revoked. I think so. I can't remember. There was a doctor that had classified documents or something in their possession when they tried to enter the country, and then they tried to deny it, and then they turned around and admitted to it, and so they got kicked out because they had classified information from a foreign country. I don't know if that's the same doctor, though. I'll leave a review. We got the voice chat coming up. Could probably do the voice chat 8 p.m. Eastern time, you hooligans. And give us some time to unwind from the news and all that. Do whatever we got to do. Pee break, you know, stuff like that. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Too old to care. All right, hooligans. It is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's get these beats going. We're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind, but we are wrapping this up. We are going to be doing the voice chat about 8 p.m. Eastern time, or whenever you hooligans start it, over on the website, so definitely go get yourself a membership. Today is Friday, so tomorrow's Free Speech Saturday. That means we will not be live on YouTube or on Twitch tomorrow because we ain't got time for their sensitive community guidelines. So definitely use that Linktree link in order to find a better platform to watch the live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Coffee with Hooligans. We will be live on Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, and X. So definitely use the Linktree link, like I said, to make your way to a better platform tomorrow for Free Speech Saturday. We're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind. We're wrapping this up. Russell. Still got the kitty. Glad to hear it. Zero was a different doctor. Well, these people, if they want to stay here, you know, they shouldn't be messing up. That's how it goes. They're just not used to it. You know, Biden was letting anybody come in, so they're a little out of rhythm. High Plains Drifter, I keep an AI picture of Snooks in my wallet. I am going to ask Rock what Snooks looks like. Maybe I'll show everybody in the chat for the voice chat coming up. Hey, I appreciate you, Tony Rich. Thanks for being here, Vinny C. Appreciate you, Hooligans Island. Thanks for being here, Shanti. All right, Hooligans, I think we are good to go. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans, and it is Free Speech Saturday, so no YouTube, no Twitch. Thank you, Cassie J. I hope you hooligans have a good night. If I don't see you in the voice chat, go find some good food. If you do see you in the voice chat, go find some good food. But make sure you guys stay safe, have a good night, and hopefully I see you here tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.